And just like that, we are live. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Football Flex. And we have a big one this afternoon, don't we? It is Super Sunday, and it is Liverpool versus Arsenal at Anfield, and it's live. Yes, kickoff is in just 10 minutes' time. It's been a noteworthy and very eventful Sunday, hasn't it, in the Premier League? My goodness me, as I was getting everything set up, it's a busy Sunday for yours truly. Obviously, we've got this game here on the Football Flex. I was doing behind the scenes stuff at United View. I've got WWE Clash in Paris coming up later this evening as well. So I was getting everything set up and ready for that too. It's been a busy one, but enjoyable Sunday. And would you look at that? The Premier League feels like it's wide open right now, doesn't it? I mean, still very early days, very early stages, but my goodness me, it feels very wide open. Bonehurt says afternoon. Owen Ridwan says we're ahead of Forest and City. I know. I just posted it on my Twitter account, saying that who would have thought? Who would have thought that after the game Wednesday with Grimsby that Manchester United would have a better start to the Premier League season than Manchester City, and Forest as well. You wouldn't have put that happening at all, but football's a funny game. You get a last-minute penalty, you win that game, which we deserve to win, by the way. People can say, it's lucky. First of all, it was definitely a penalty. Second of all, we deserved it based on how the game went. But you get that last-minute penalty, and then today you get some results that you didn't necessarily expect. I don't think it's a stretch to be like, I'm really surprised Brighton beat City, because Brighton have actually had the number of City for quite some time, haven't they? The last few fixtures, they lost there last season. And City look shaky like they did in the winter last year. They haven't picked up really where they left off. They ended the season really strong, and they just haven't picked up where they left off with that. And then no one, I think, would have foreseen West Ham going to Forest and winning 2-0. So suddenly, the Premier League has just really thrown up some really interesting results. And from I know this isn't a Man United channel, but from a Manchester United perspective, you go, wow, so Man United are in 8th. It's not awful. If anything, I kind of would be like, well, if we could end the season maybe a couple of spots higher than that, I'll take that. And again, we deserved to win yesterday. If anything, it's just made the games coming out of the international break even more important, I feel like. Because I was talking to, shout out James from Uppeteers. He said to me online, he was like, did we overreact? I still lean towards no. I mean, obviously I'll talk about this more on United View tomorrow, but I still lean towards no, maybe didn't overreact because we are still one game away from a crisis, you feel like? And with the game against City, like if we lose that, or if we lose against Chelsea, then it's, oh my God, this is going to be terrible. So we're still like one game away, you feel like, from being a disaster. But I must say, it's a nice change of pace to go into this international break on the back of the win. And I hope that people like Pep Guardiola get the same level of scrutiny that Ruben Amorim was going to get, because Pep, you've lost 2 consecutive games now on the bounce. And then Thomas Frank, who I myself was praising, he lost against Bournemouth, and it was not pretty the way that they lost to Bournemouth. Bournemouth battered them at home. So suddenly, it's really true what they say. Everyone can beat everyone. And that's where we get to today with Liverpool versus Arsenal. This is a ground in Anfield that Arsenal haven't won at in 13 years. 13. They haven't won at the Etihad against Manchester City in a decade, and they haven't won against Liverpool at Anfield in 13 years. So, wow. You would think Mikel Arteta. And you feel like maybe with Liverpool, they haven't been great so far this season. They've been picking up wins with late goals. They've always got goals in them, but they'll concede. They concede goals too. Arsenal, meanwhile, didn't play well against United, still got a win. Played much better, of course, in their second game against Leeds, but it's against Leeds. This is another massive test for them. If they can get a draw or a win, I think if you'd said to Arsenal fans, opening 3 games, one's against United, one's against City, one's against Liverpool, and you can get, 7 points out of that, you go, well, I'll take that. But the missing players, Odegaard only fit enough for the bench. Of course, he hurt his shoulder, didn't he, against Leeds? Bukayo Saka out. He's out for a few weeks after sustaining a hamstring injury. No Eberechi Eze going straight into the side. He starts on the bench. It's Martinelli and Moreno that come in. Liverpool, meanwhile, still being linked with Alexander Isak. You feel like with Newcastle signing a striker, the Isak one is going to happen, but time's running out. Time is running out. Even though there is this like assumption of Liverpool will get Isak, but we're nearly verging on 24 hours to go until the transfer window shuts. The transfer window is going to shut 7 p.m., not 11 p.m. or midnight tomorrow. It's 7 p.m. The transfer window shuts. It's an earlier transfer deadline. So if Liverpool are going to sign Alexander Isak from Newcastle, then someone's got to give fairly quickly. Now, in terms of personal terms, you feel like that's not going to be an issue. In terms of a transfer fee, that's when, what's going to happen there. So there is so much to figure out here. So click the like button if you haven't already, guys. As you can see in the top right-hand corner, we're less than 100 subscribers to go until 23,000. So, yes, subscribe. Get your super chats in your members' chats. Players are in the tunnel. And I'll see what you guys are saying in the chat. Ridwan says that Arsenal midfield, Rice, Subamendi, Moreno, whereas Eze, or the captain, Eberechi Eze, deemed not ready to start. The captain, Martin Odegaard, hurt his shoulder against Leeds. He came off. I don't know if it was a dislocation, but he hurt his shoulder against Leeds. That's why he had to come off. And Mikel Arteta has said, in fairness, that he's done very well to even make it just to be available for the bench today. So whether or not he comes on, we'll have to wait and see. Ridwan also says, what the hell is happening with Le Mans, Emi Martinez? Your guess, honestly, Ridwan, is as good as mine. Today, it starts off with this Le Mans thing. Well, first of all, it starts off with United put a new bid in for sending Le Mans. And then, so it feels like it's going to happen. They said even a medical could happen today. That came from Mike McGrath. Fabrizio Romano then comes out and says, this Le Mans thing, it's not looking very likely. Man United are growing frustrated. And an alternative is Emi Martinez. They're going after Emi Martinez. Personal terms have already been agreed. And in the event that United get Martinez, then Aston Villa are going to get Senna Le Mans, which was confusing because if Aston Villa can easily get Senna Le Mans in the space of 24 hours, why can't we do that deal? That again, it was really, really odd, that whole situation there. And then, so look, it's looking like Emi Martinez is going to happen. Then Mike McGrath comes out again, and he was the one that said, it's Senna Le Mans. Comes out again, going, United are advancing on Senna Le Mans, getting closer to what Antwerp are looking for. And then you've got Romano saying, it's because Antwerp changed the fee. But Emi Martinez really, really, really wants United, and he's pushing really hard. So I don't know. The only thing that I think does seem relatively unanimous is this, Jack, is that we don't get both goalkeepers. That's the one thing that looks like that's not going to happen, is that we get both. But I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, as Ridwan also says there in the chat, the Martinez one, they think that Jadon Sancho's linked to that, and there could be like maybe a loan swap or something. It's really, really confusing. Aminor with the first super chat of the day. Big up, Aminor. You can get your super chats in. Says, is there any chance of us getting Baleba, Owen? Not in this window. Not in this window with the amount of time left. Next year, I feel like next year, I was talking to Flex actually about this on the phone earlier on. I was saying that I feel like next year, because we're going for the goalkeeper now, I do think there's a real possibility that all of the money that we have for next summer's transfer window, including some of the sales that we've just made, is pulled into getting Carlos Baleba was already budgeted for. So I feel like United are going to try and get two. I think they're going to try and buy a new midfield next summer. My early prediction, and this summer transfer window hasn't even ended yet, so let alone talking about next year's one. My early prediction is that United go after Baleba and Adam Wharton in the same transfer window next season. That's like my early prediction. That they just go, look, last summer we spent 200 million on a new attack and I got a goalkeeper. This coming summer, it's all on midfield. But I don't see us getting a midfield. We're just not being linked with any midfield transfer at the moment, so I just don't really see it. We are nearly a like away from 30 likes. So if you haven't already, click the like button. We've nearly got 50 people watching. Kickoff. is in a matter of seconds as the crowd at Anfield sing "You Never Walk Alone." Get your late predictions in. What do I think? My feeling is a draw today. My feeling, I would say draw, Liverpool win, Arsenal win, in that order, I think. But I've got to go with a draw. And there you go. Declan Rice does the what is becoming the strategic kickoff, where the ball gets kicked into the corner. It's very rugby NFL-ish, isn't it? The kickoff's all about getting the ball up the field. Even if you give away possession of the ball, it's actually a positive. Amanol says a 2-2, going with a Desmond. Perhaps he's going with Asna 3, Liverpool 2. Wow, we'll see. I just can't have Liverpool get 21 this year. If there was a side I would prefer to win, it would be Arsenal. Because I just can't be doing with Liverpool winning. I know like KG has his thing about Arsenal, but for me it's Liverpool City, Arsenal. Arsenal was never. I know I grew up with some of my mates were Arsenal fans, but I just didn't give a shit. I really, really didn't. I didn't know anyone that was a City fan. I knew quite a few Liverpool fans, but that's always been my tier system, you know. Well, and to be fair, like Arsenal was on the same level as like Chelsea in terms of teams I didn't like growing up. Because it was like Arsenal were good, obviously late 90s into the early 2000s. Then Chelsea came along, and I didn't like Chelsea, but it was always Liverpool, City, even though that City at the time was shit, and Liverpool was shit at the time. But they were always the two for me. And like the Arsenal-United rivalry was only really a thing, like I said, late 90s, early 2000s, right? Wenger versus Ferguson, Vieira, Keane, like that kind of time. And I almost feel like almost too much has been made of that, maybe, in the years since. It's a big Premier League game, don't get me wrong, but it's not anywhere near Liverpool United. Even the City United games, I remember one of the last ones at Main Road when Sean Goater scored and we lost like 3-1 or something. That just felt like a bigger game. Here's Alisson. Ball at his feet. Hits it up. It's a header by Saliba. He went down. Don't know if he got a little knock on the back of his heel, perhaps. But he's back up. Kirkes still at left back instead of Andy Robertson. And he has looked frail. I mean, maybe that's just me. But Kirkes, some of these games so far, and I've done a couple of them for the Football Flex, and he has been a little bit, looks a bit vulnerable. Might take time to settle into that role. Here's Salah. Out wide to Florian Wirtz, who in some of the games has not been all that, has he? Ekatike. I mean, Wirtz I was really impressed with in the Community Shield. He looked really lively, and I thought, I tell you what, actually, maybe I was wrong. 100 and... What was Wirtz's price in the end? Was it 100 and... Was it 20? 115? Whatever it was, I was like, wow, you know, if it works. But then, since then, he's been quite quiet. Wirtz Liverpool fee, what was it? 116. Martinelli tried to play it through to Gyökeres. Heavy. Heavy indeed. Long ball forward. And David Raya picks up the ball. Either way with all of this, you know... Ooh, he's gone down. He's gone down. Ooh. That is not what you want if you're an Arsenal fan in the opening 4 minutes. Saliba down. Saliba down, and Saliba's coming off. That is a massive blow. You want to talk about injuries? No Bukayo Saka. Their captain's on the bench. It's quite innocuous, isn't it? I thought it was maybe like something like, you know, stood on the foot, but it's quite innocuous. It's quite innocuous, isn't it? And it's a straight sub straight away. Bloody hell. Look at this. Less than 5 minutes in the match, Saliba off. That is a game changer. So they've got the new defender from Valencia, Mosquera. But talk about baptism of fire. You're playing at centre-back against Liverpool at Anfield. Deal with that. That is a hammer blow. And you want to talk about three of the most influential players in this Arsenal team. You're talking about Martin. I've got Martinez on the brain. You're talking about Saliba, Odegaard, and Bukayo Saka. Those three. That's some of the most influential players, isn't it? Wow. Well, indeed. What's annoying is I can't set super chat goals for you because I don't have that part of the access. I need more. Access. Verts. Calafiori. You want to take a throw, we're not having it. Bonehurt says injury excuses so Arteta can keep his job for another year. Well, the narrative's already been written, hasn't it? You know, if Liverpool win today, now it becomes, well, we didn't have Saliba. Odegaard was on the bench. He was hurt. We don't have Bukayo Saka. And look, it's a big one. But if you're gonna win the league, you've got to deal with adversity, don't you? Players are going to get injured. Players are going to not be available. And it's, can you adapt? Now, do Arsenal now, be more open and try and win the game? Or do they go, you know what? We've got some big players missing. Let's just shut up shop. Let's get a point. Get a point, get out of here. But you can't do that from 6 or 7 minutes. I mean, it was like beginning of last year, wasn't it? Last season, when they had that game against City. Was this last season when they got the draw? Like everyone behind the ball kind of vibe. And seeing what City then went on to become, they really shouldn't have done that, should they? DF says, why are talking about Mosquera is a great defender, nothing changes. Look, he might be a very good defender. He's not Saliba. So, I mean, when you're talking about best defenders in the league, yeah, you're talking, like, in terms of centre-backs, you're going Van Dijk, you're going, Saliba's in the conversation. Arguably, Saliba and Gabriel is the best centre-back partnership in the league. Like, it's right up there. I mean, it really is. So, I don't know that much about Mosquera, but he's not Saliba. Like, even on a hate watch, you gotta have some kind of, gotta be honest. And they're not happy because David Raya's moved the ball. Long ball up the pitch. Madueke, I don't know the way he just jumped. He was nowhere near it. Oh, Moreno's won it back. Madueke tried a little flick. Not to anyone. Moreno ball in. Headed away by Soboslai. Uh-oh. Here comes Liverpool. Vert's travelling with the ball. He's got options. Gives it to Mo Salah. It wasn't really the best pass, to be honest. Salah across it. Now, I tell you what, Arsenal on the counter-attack. It's just a 4v4. Martinelli, where you going? Where you going? I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan, yeah, you got to be fuming with that because Martinelli, you've got options and he chose none of them. Look at this. Suddenly it's a 4-on-4. People are spinning off. People are playing off. And he's slowing down. And then it's like, where's he? You know, where you going? Where you going? Gyökeres runs into someone. What a disaster. I mean, I'd be so frustrated with that. If I was one of the Arsenal players, I'd be like, pass the ball, man. But he doesn't. Alisson tried to pass, go straight out for a throw. Redbrand says, Man United have the highest expected goals so far this season in the Prem. Just get a keeper and a midfielder, see what happens. Well, I don't think we're going to get a midfielder, unfortunately. Get a keeper. I think that does improve us, definitely. You look at some of the goals we've conceded. Like, there's a legitimate argument with we've got like the worst goalkeepers in the league. Like, genuine. It's not even a stretch to say, is it, that we could have like the worst goalkeepers in the league. So that does improve us. That's why I'm like Le Mans or Martinez. Either or. I think they've got pros and cons for both. I think when it comes to Le Mans, you've got longevity. They're both very good at claiming crosses, which we don't have. So they're both positive in that regards. I think the difference between the two is you can say experience, ability to handle the pressure at United. That probably goes towards Emi Martinez, but then longevity goes towards Le Mans. Price probably goes towards Le Mans. He won't be as higher wages as Emi Martinez. Martinez makes mistakes, a lot of mistakes. With Le Mans, we just don't really know that much about him to say that, oh, he doesn't make mistakes, because we don't know. You know, we don't know about that. Ball over the top by Van Dijk. Ooh, nearly got to Salah. But the fact that I can sit here in pretty good confidence and be like, when the window shuts tomorrow, Man United are going to have a new goalkeeper, I'll have that. I'll have that. Because we need a new one. Is Wirtz. Kanate. Akeem says, I've seen our fans say, I saw one or two say that, and I went, I think that's got to be rage bait, hasn't it? Emotions have been high the last few days. We're in a very strange space in football fandom at the moment. Van Dijk. I think the best result today, by the way, is that Arsenal do probably win. If Arsenal win, because I still don't think they'd win the league, but if they win, it kind of just opens up the league a little bit more. There is, even though they haven't been playing great with Liverpool, there is just this feeling of inevitability about them, isn't there? Gakpo. Well, Madueke slipped. Gakpo shoots. That'll go wide. I mean, if it was a draw, you know, maybe that's the best result. But if I had to pick a team that I would prefer to win, it would be Arsenal. Bonehut says, Owen, are you doing a transfer deadline day stream anyway? Yes. So tomorrow, usually it is, of course, the red carpet at 7 p.m. Red carpet is still going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. But Flex and myself are going to be live at 6. So it's going to be like a 2-hour special. So we're going to be live at 6. Window will shut at 7. Then people will probably join. But for that last hour, we'll be live, and then people will jump in. And it'll be a red carpet. So it'll be a combination. Mascara that loses the ball. Well, I tell you what. Ooh, Alisson, a really good goalkeeper by Alisson. They had to rush out. Otherwise, Martinelli was in. What's up, Wada? Says just tuned in. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. 14 minutes gone, still 0-0. If you are just tuning in, like what? It's Saliba. He's off after 5 minutes through injury. Zubimendi. Of course, could have been a Liverpool player. I mean, do I still have it on my soundboard? I probably got rid of it. No, I do.
Zooby Zooby Doo, where are you?
That's from like a year ago when it looked like he was going to be joining Liverpool. He didn't. Year later, joins Aston. I mean, I should probably get rid of it. I mean, I think I kept it on for when we played Arsenal, just in case something would happen. But, you know. Here is Zubimendi again. Mascara 12. Madueke, that is shocking. Oh, my word. Madueke, why? What are you doing? Plays the ball back. He's looking for the centre-back. He overhits it and it nearly goes straight to Mo Salah. Oh, they've lost it. Moreno's lost it. But, oh, he was looking for Salah. It was intercepted. Whew. Sloppy. Sloppiness. Sloppy. Declan Rice. 15 minutes gone, though. No real chances, like big saves made, but had a good tempo to the game. Feels like a big game, doesn't it? Even third game in. Calafiori, ball forward. Here's Martinelli. Up against Szoboszlai. Good defending by Szoboszlai in the end. It's poor, though. I tell you what. Why is Martinelli trying to pass it anyway? Try and go past him. As Flex would say, bottle of fizzy pop, Martinelli. A couple of years ago, people were raving about his potential and he could become this and that. Talk about someone that has just remained at that level. Just remained at that level that he was at 2 or 3 seasons ago. He's just the same, isn't he? No real end product. Bottle of fizzy pop. I'm glad he's not a United player. He'd be incredibly frustrating to watch. Again, no end product. Van Dijk, it's a good switch out to Salah. Salah putting the ball in. And David Raya claims. There's a Mendy. Look at that. Progressed the ball really well. Here's Mikel Moreno. Madueke. He's going to go up against Kirkez. Is he going to get the better of him? Kirkez did well in the end. It's better for Madueke on that side. I mean, at least you got him running up against the fullback, which is, for some reason, Martinelli didn't want to do. Look, he's going up against him. Then you go and can you do something? Gets the block. 7 likes away from 50 likes, folks. If you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe to the Football Fleck. And most quarter goals since August 2023. Arsenal, 13 more than second place Chelsea and Liverpool. Bloody hell. Rice to take. Obviously, you've lost Saliba. Ball in. Woof. Someone was down on the floor there. I'm not sure who. Is Urian Timber. There's a VAR holding check. I'm getting word. Zubimendi. Check complete. No penalty. Steffi Jenks in the chat says there's wrestling later. Right, absolutely. I'll be live on my channel. WWE Clash in Paris. At one point, I did think I was going to have to... Let's have a look at this and I'll go back to that. Nah, there's nothing in it. Nothing in it. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, as they say. Yes, there is wrestling later on. I'll be live on my channel. WWE Clash in Paris. I thought it started at 6. It doesn't. It starts at 7. Which means I won't have to do 2 streams at the same time. I thought I was going to have like the end of this one here and then Clash in Paris here. But I'll actually have a like a half-hour, 45-minute window there, which is lovely. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Half an hour, 45 minutes of free time. Oh, God. Might take a holiday. Mascara goes all the way back to David Raya in goal. Goes long. Madueke, I tell you what. Oh, and he's giving the foul the other way there. Oh, it's kicking off. Kicked off for a second there. Where's the flex? I thought it was for a second. What's this one?
Bloody hell!
I forgot I had that. I like that one. For some reason that wasn't on the soundboard and I added it recently. And it's very useful. Bonehurt says, I'm a disgrace. I just realised I didn't like the stream till now. Wow, that is bad. That is
Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
Yeah, exactly. A good turn by Florian Wirtz. McAllister loses the ball. Here you go. Madueke, I tell you what, he's beat him. He's beat him. Oh, I tell you what, Kirkez just recovered in the end because Madueke, he won the foot race. Look at this. Look at this pace. Kirkez just recovers in the end. But Madueke, he had him. He had him. The pace was too much. And Kirkez, whoo. For a second there, he was like, ah. For a second, he was very much like,
bloody hell.
Yeah, you're quick. You're quick, mate. As Declan Rice to take this corner. Got Martinelli, Zubimendi all on the edge. The headers of the ball, Gabriel, Moreno, Gyökeres, Mosquera, Calafiori. All in the box. Declan Rice to take. Puts it in. Out to Madueke again. Takes a shot! Alisson tips it wide. Well, he's involved, isn't he? Madueke so far in this game. For good or for bad, he's involved. Arsenal got it back. Liverpool, it's almost like Liverpool playing a bit on the break, doesn't it? Which is somewhat surprising. There's a switch. And Szoboszlai heads it back to Alisson. Look at this. It slipped. Yeah, it was McAllister slipped. And I tell you what, Madueke does well. Gets out of his feet. Volley comes through a load of players. You would expect Alisson to save it. But, you know, it's an opportunity. Van Dijk clears. I tell you what, Arsenal are in this game. Oh, they messed it up. Oh, Ekitike. Won't catch it. You would think there's goals. You would think there's goals in this game. There has to be goals in this game. Just feels like it, doesn't it? Look at this. Touches in the opposition box. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 7. That's what I'm saying there. Particularly down that right-hand side. Kirkez versus Madueke. That's the one to watch in this game. If I'm Arsenal, I go, get at him again. Get the ball out to Madueke. Have him run at Kirkez again. Because he didn't like that. Well, this time they go down the left-hand side. Calafiori, ball in. And Kirkez is going to chest that one back to Alisson in goal. Ridwan says Gyökeres playing. Apparently so. You know, there's that. It said that on the team sheet. I feel like he's going to be one of those players, isn't he? Where you basically don't see him. And then, you know, he scores, but I mean, scored a penalty against Leeds. Even that game was quiet. David Raya. He's very much settled, hasn't he now, David Raya? When he first came in, there was a lot of pressure, wasn't there? He was making a couple of mistakes. He looked nervy. He's not that keeper anymore. So I'll tell you what, it's a big wrestling match. It's got to be a foul. Jurrien Timber. I mean, if you're doing that, you're gonna give away a foul, aren't you? I mean, Gakpo is backing in, but... actually, to be fair, it's kind of 50-50. Gakpo, he deceives the referee. As Arne Slot just talks to Virgil van Dijk there. Florian Wirtz is going to take this one. I haven't seen too much from him in this game either, have we? A couple of alright turns and touches about it. But here is Wirtz. What's he going to do in terms of delivery? Ah, shit. Straight out. that was...
Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
It was shocking. Florian Wirtz. 115 million. Can't even take a free kick. Eze on the bench. He would never. Exactly, Ridwan. Graham Souness. Well, for a player that's over 100 million, you expect 4 assists a game. For a professional footballer, you expect him to be able to take a free kick, put it in the box. Moreno. What's he going to do? Puts it out to Urian Timber, and that'll be a corner. Cook is walking with a bit of a limp there. Was that just because he got hit? Or has he pulled something? We shall see. I certainly feel like he's in no rush to take it, Declan Rice, is he? He was having a nice stroll, wasn't it? As we wait for Declan Rice to deliver. There you go. Ball in. Wow, shit, wasn't it? That one didn't even beat first man. That's 100 million as well. Although, to be fair, Declan Rice, he's actually been alright since he got to Arsenal. But still, 4 assists a game. Graham Souness, where are you? They're suggesting on commentary that maybe Declan Rice is, in a weird way, scared of Alisson and Virgil van Dijk. Try something different. Just not put it in the box at all. Ball forward. Bites to Bosley. Goes to David Raya. Declan Rice. Nearly 28 minutes gone, still 0-0. No real big chances to speak of. A volley by Madueke that Alisson saves, about it. Calafiori, well, he wins a free kick. He just charged with the ball. And it's a yellow card as well for Gravenberch. He kind of like stumbled as well. It was a heavy touch, and Gravenberch didn't need to do it as well. He tripped him up, but by that point, Calafiori had already done a heavy touch. So it's a real silly free kick to give away. Wasn't needed. Wasn't needed at all. But another free kick. Declan Rice to take. That's a deep line by Liverpool, isn't it? Look at this. They're on the penalty spot. Wow.
Bloody hell.
That is deep. Pause. Look at this. Rice. Again. I'll press the button, Owen.
Bloody hell.
What the fuck was that? Declan Rice. That was absolute shambles. I'm talking about, the defensive line's a bit deep. I wonder if he's going to put it, there, and there's going to have to be a bit of confusion. He just smashed it over the bar. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? Good grief. I mean, Kenny.
Poor, and I mean poor.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's good. It's good. NFL starts next week. That's what Rice was maybe preparing for. I can't wait for that. Even though I'm a Giants fan. Apparently I live for suffering. I'm a United fan, I'm a Giants fan. I don't know why I do it to myself. Kirkez. To Wirtz. Mascaric tackle. It went straight into Arteta. But another performance where we've not really seen anything from Wirtz of substance. Ooh, it was a heavy touch there for a second by Szoboszlai, wasn't it? Ooh, Alisson. He took as much time as he could with that one. Just about made it. Right, Szoboszlai. Declan Rice just matched the run of Wirtz. Salah nearly latched on to an interception from Ekitike. Less than 15 minutes to go to half-time. Showing a touch map from Wirtz. But not really done that much, has he? Well, that is such a waste between Calafiori and Zubimendi. It's given a throw-in away in a really stupid area. But both teams a bit standoffish. Ooh, have you seen that? Ryan Cherki will be out for 2 months with injury, according to Fabrizio Romano. Oh dear. Oh dear. That is a big oh dear, isn't it? I swear I had that on here. I thought I had oh dear. Although I do.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah. 2 months. 2 months in the defeat. Ooh, that's not good, is it? Losing to Brighton.
Red flag.
Cherki's out for 2 months.
Red flag.
Scratching your head like a cat scratching a post.
Red flag.
Oh, Pep. It's not good, is it? What he needs is another £400 million. Fix things. Get things right. That's what he needs to do. David Raya. That is, by the way, what City are going to do, because they'll probably sign Donnarumma tomorrow. They'll be like, well, if we had Donnarumma in goal, that's what we need. We need to get Donnarumma, and Cherki's injured now, so we're going to go and sign some number 10 for like 100 million. Well, that's what they need. Get signings through the door. Rice goes back to David Raya. Oh dear! Oh dear! Virgil van Dijk. Oh, he screwed it up as well. McAllister. Oh. It was a ball out. It was just a simple pass out from David Raya. He holds up his hands. He's apologising like he's Onana. And what they were trying to claim a foul by Virgil van Dijk. It was on Zubimendi, I think. And Van Dijk, for some reason, decides not to shoot. He wants to pass it. Wada says Pep is visibly regressing as a manager, but no one's talking about it. Well, it does kind of feel like, doesn't it, with Pep, that, like... Remember with Jose? Jose just fell off the edge of a cliff, didn't he? Now, 1 year he wins the Premier League with Chelsea. A couple months later, he gets the sack because he can't win any games. He goes to United, and even at United, I know obviously like first season we can say, oh yeah, he won trophies and that, but we finished 6th and we weren't that great. Next season, yeah, we finished 2nd, we were miles behind City, and then he was gone. And so then Jose was just kind of done. He'd have some ups, but more often than not downs. Then with Pep, it kind of feels a bit similar, doesn't it, in the sense of, like, everyone was like, well, it's just his team's come to the end of a cycle. He needs to get players in. They got players in. And they're the same. If anything, That whole thing, you know when he signed that new contract and it was for like, was it a year, 2 years? He should have left then. If he'd have left then he wouldn't have done that damage. But that decision to stay for an extra couple of years, the timing was right for him to leave, and he should have. I know it's easy to say now with hindsight, but I tell you what, Madueke's got it again. He's up against Kirkes. He's got the better of him. Cuts inside, shoots, deflected. I'm telling you now. Yeah, I'm telling you now, Fleck. Madueke has got Kirkes. It's that right-hand side. If Arsenal were to score, you feel like it's going to come from that right-hand side. He has got him. He has got Kirkes, Madueke. And actually there, he does well. He looks dangerous. And Kirkes just has to get something on it to take it over the bar. But Madueke has him. And it's another game, watching Liverpool, where you would go, Kirkes at left back, it doesn't look good for him. It doesn't. I'd still have Andy Robertson there if I was on a slot. But another corner, a Declan Rice in-swinger, you think. Here he is, Declan Rice, ball in.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh dear.
His crosses today have been shit. Let's not dress it up any other way. They've been rubbish. Well, it's kicking off a little bit on the pitch. Virgil van Dijk's having a conversation with the referee. Mikel Moreno. Oh, blood. Come off it. Mikel Moreno. That is...
Bloody hell!
His ball goes over his head and he goes... it goes down. This game really needs a goal or something, doesn't it, to get to life? At least, look, we might be shit, yeah, but we'll give you entertainment. It might be at our expense, but we'll give you entertainment. If you're a neutral watching a United game, you can still go, I tell you what, United are shit, but it's entertaining. It's entertaining shit. We'll concede goals, miss chances, get players sent off. You know, we'll just do stupid stuff. Comebacks, throw leads away. Our goalie will throw it in the back of the net. And you go, look, it's an entertaining watch. It's one of those ones you go, if I was a fan, I'm not sure I'd enjoy this. You wouldn't. I'm telling you, you wouldn't. We don't. But you go, it's you know, something to watch. So Boslai's going to take a throw for Liverpool. Or, yeah, that's it. We're on a tactics board. A lightning storm and rain. Our manager, like yesterday, will have his feet up on the dugout. Can't even watch. I don't even know if it was for penalties or set pieces. It was just the game in general. Too much is made of that, to be honest. I said that when I went on Sky. They tried to force that into a thing of like, he didn't look at penalties. What a coward. Who cares? I'd rather we win. I don't care about whether he can look at penalties or not. Gyökeres holds it up. Oh, that's a shot by Timber. It's blocked. Calafiori. Volley. And then it's wide. They're claiming a handball. And the corner's just been given. And now the crowd aren't happy because it looks like they complained for the corner and he gave it. But Gyökeres, he does well there. It's good hold-up play. Lays it off. Well, it's never going to be given as a handball by Jurrien Timber because he smashes it. But this is a corner. Declan Rice is taken out. Is this going to be a better delivery than his others? Because so far, his delivery has been absolutely shocking so far, Declan Rice. Which is a rarity, isn't it? But it has been really bad. Alright, Declan Rice. Ball in. And Calafiori has a goal kick. Now, Liverpool, to be fair, what they have done in terms of the corners, they have completely nullified them. They've defended them really well. Every single person's done their job so far. Every corner's like just fizzled out into nothing. But game first 15 minutes felt like I had a bit of tempo to it, and since then it's just died a slow death, hasn't it? Both teams like sort of just grabbing at each other, trying to be physical. Only time you feel like anything's going to happen is if Madueke runs at Kirkes. About it. Speaking of which, Kirkes. Ball in was cleared. There's Moreno. Oh, they're saying it's a handball, but I don't know. Gakpo does well, keeps it alive. Gravenberch puts it out wide to Szoboszlai, who's going to go all the way back to Alisson. Oh, this. Well, I tell you what, whenever I do a solo in Football Flex watch along, the games end up being shit. The last one I did was, well, the Spurs Man City one was alright, I suppose. One before that I did was Newcastle Villa, and it was 0-0. It was that game was tough. That game was tough. McAllister puts it forward. Mascara goes back to David Raya. Hoofs it up the pitch. Szoboszlai heads it down. Calafiori and Szoboszlai have a bit of a 50-50. That's going to be a foul. Gabriel fouls Salah. He grabbed him. I don't really know why. He didn't feel like he was going anywhere. It was just, yeah. If you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe to the Football Flex. As Virgil van Dijk. Ball intercepted. That's a free kick to Liverpool. There's a bit of frustration, you feel like. Arsenal, they're being, particularly when Liverpool have got the ball, they're really, really, really aggressive. Really. Oh, good play by Gravenberch. Just shrugged off Gyökeres. It was easy. Is Van Dijk. I mean, I'm praying for a goal because this game needs it. Otherwise, just, ugh. I tell you what, it's so quiet at Anfield. You can it's like faint Liverpool chants, but hardly a cauldron of noise, is it? Completely, almost near enough silent. Just nothing happening. It's like both teams now just waiting for half time. Look at them. They're all just walking around. Just sideways passing. Nothing really happening. Yep, Van Dijk tried to pass it into Ekitike, but Arsenal get it back. Urian Timber. Madueke again. Timber's in the box. Well, I'll tell you what. He took a tumble. Referee's not interested. Here come Liverpool on the counter-attack. McAllister. You going to pass it? Ekitike tried to find Wirtz. But it was clunky. It was clunky. He almost took a touch, nearly took it off Ekitike's toe there for a second. Moreno. Timber. Then Zubimendi's going to keep the ball for a bit. V says you're commentating a wrestling match at this point. I know. I'm just getting practice for later. At this point, it feels like. Is Rice. Now Arsenal just going to wait till for half time. One minute stoppage time, which again just goes to show nothing happened. Nothing happened. Hey, fake goal things will be timed out in the chat. You've been warned. The mods will do it. I'm watching live as well, so there won't be any delay. Fake scores and fake goals, they will be banned. Urian Timber was complaining, said he felt it was a penalty. No, it was never. Just foul backwards. And again, just silence at Anfield. And the ref almost blew before he even got to 46 minutes. That's half time. What a crock of shit that was. Eh? 45 minutes of really nothing. Nothing happened. Nothing. You know, I can't. What's like the most significant thing to happen in that first half? It kicked off and then it and then half time. That was incredibly flat. Here's hoping that second half something happens to put the game into life, whether it is a goal. I mean, Saliba, well, maybe the most significant thing to happen is that Saliba goes off after 5 minutes. We'll see how serious that is and how long he's going to be out of action for. But that was utter dross, really. An absolute, as Ridwan says there, an absolute snooze fest of a first half. No real chances. I'm just trying to think if Keeper had to make any saves. Alisson made a save from Madueke with a volley. It was a comfortable save. And that's about it. Let me look at the stats. I've got the stats. I'll get them up in front of me. Make sure I get them on this website. Here you go. Courtesy of Opta. Oh, yes. Let's have a look. See what the stats are. First half, Arsenal had 6 shots, 1 on target. That 1 on target's the Madueke one. Liverpool, meanwhile, 2 shots, 0 on target. Liverpool had an XG of a 0.09. Arsenal, a 0.34. So both teams created really nothing. Absolutely 0 in that first half. 0 big chances for both sides. Touches inside the opposition box. Arsenal 12 to Liverpool's 2. Possessions pretty much 50-50. Passes in opposition half is pretty much level. Liverpool just shade that one. But I mean, really, what it kind of does show you is that if there was a team to get a goal in that first half, you would probably say Arsenal. But it goes to show that nothing's happened. Literally, nothing has happened in that first half. 0. It has been totally flat. Nothing really of substance has happened. Liverpool, for the team that's at home, Liverpool have done really nothing. I mean, you could say Arsenal, look, they're playing away. They are just going to maybe, if they can get a draw, they'll take it. But if they can maybe get a set piece or get a counter-attack, they'll go for it. I mean, Arsenal would look at those stats and go, yeah, we'll take that at Anfield. Liverpool, meanwhile, you would look at that and say, for a first half, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I mean, they've done nothing. They've done absolutely nothing. Not created anything. They've been, if anything, shocking. And particularly with Saliba going off after 5 minutes, you would think, right, they're going to go in for the kill now. They're going to put pressure on. Try out that new Arsenal centre-back. See what he's made of and what have you. No. Done absolutely nothing there, have they? So, really disappointing from Liverpool. for Arsenal, because Arsenal will take a point. The only thing that I suppose Arsenal have to think about here is they have to go, Liverpool are playing so shit, so rubbish. Is this one of those ones where you go, how often do you go to Anfield and Liverpool not really doing anything? Maybe I should take advantage of that. You should maybe be taking advantage of that one. Should maybe go, they're kind of there for the kill a little bit. We should make it count, and we can really, make a statement. Beat Liverpool at Anfield. Now, does Arsenal and actually Mikel Arteta have it about him to do that? That's the real question, isn't it? Does Arteta have it about him to go, you know what, it's there. Let's take a bit of a risk. Let's go for it. Maybe both teams will do that in the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes, but so far, not that much of a Super Sunday, is it? Really, not that much of a Super Sunday at all. Very, very flat. Those, big players for either side, not really seeing anything from Salah. Gyökeres, is he playing? I think he held up the ball well once. That was about it. But surely, the game has to get better in the second half, because surely it can't get much worse. So there's not really much analysis. So in the chat, just, let's ask some questions. What's your favourite chocolate bar? Crisp? Film? I won't be very good with films because likely I haven't seen them, because I've not basically seen any films ever. Just ask some questions in that if you want, because there's not much to talk about else when it comes to the game. Because it's pretty rubbish, wasn't it, to be honest with you. Fabsy says, I need to rethink my prediction, Owen. Maybe so. Maybe you do. I mean, look, if I'll believe this when I see it, but if you are a United fan, the journalist Sasha Tavalieri has said, exclusive, Manchester United delegation currently in Stuttgart in order to complete a move for Angelo Stiller. Talks are now advanced with the German midfielder, who's expecting a deal to be done. More to follow. I think it's kind of criminal. I don't believe you. There was a story he did the other week, and I forget who it was about, and it was about Man United, and he got it completely wrong. Who was it? It was someone we were going to sign. It might have been Belabor. It might have been a Belabor thing, and he was like, Man United. Look, if we get a Fabrizio or Ornstein as per, then I'll believe that. But so far, I look at that and just go,
why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
That could be said about that football in the first half, in all honesty. Jason says, favourite chocolate bar, double decker. That's a very good choice. I was when it comes to double deckers, I'm a bit late to that one, I'll be honest. But in recent years, yeah, very strong, very good. Hakimi says, I love milk chocolate. Don't remember a specific brand though. I don't mind a dark chocolate, me. But I think dark chocolates, first of all, is an acquired taste, and it's difficult to have a whole bar of that. Like the big thing like that. Dark chocolate's nice, but because it's so bitter, you can't have loads of it, can you? You can't have loads of dark chocolates. It's just a little bit would do. Yeah. What it says, Martinez or Le Mans, Owen? Well, I'll have either or. It's tough. I think Le Mans, obviously, got longevity. I do think there is the people that are really keen on him. I think part of it is based on the fact that they haven't seen him. I think what works against Emi Martinez is that we have seen him every single week for how many seasons? If you're a Premier League fan, so we know Emi Martinez inside and out. We know exactly what we're getting. With Le Mans, we don't. which sometimes that's why people then get really obsessed with players. I remember Jean-Claire Todibo when we were going after him. He was being touted as, this is the long-term Varane replacement to Debo. He's the one, get him. And then we didn't get him. This is why, this is why we, Ineos, you frauds. You didn't get to Debo. You've ruined it. And now we're like, I'm glad we didn't get to Debo. So you always have to be careful with those players that you haven't seen. And because we haven't seen them, it's like they must be great. We must be getting them because they must be amazing. I think with the Man United goalkeeping position as well, I do think there is something in having someone that is experienced because it's such a pressure position, and people have gone in there and struggled and will continue to struggle. I don't think that'll be an issue with Martinez. The thing that worries me with him is just mistakes. He's very similar in Andre Onana, that he makes mistakes. Now, his mistakes are they're less fundamental goalkeeping mistakes. The Martinez mistakes are like him doing just weird shit, like how he got sent off at Old Trafford when he's running out and going, you don't need to come out for that, what are you doing? Whereas Onana mistakes are like someone will have a shot and he just doesn't save it. It'll just go right through him. And you're like, what? So I'm not opposed to the Martinez one, but there's a lot there that I think has to be ideal, which is like if we got him for the same price Villa were quoting for in the first part of the window, they were looking for like 40 million, and absolutely not. I would not understand that either, of why we would be like, oh, we're in for Senna Le Mans and Antwerp go, we want 25 million euros, so like 20 million quid, and we go, that's way too much. We're getting Martinez for 40. That makes zero sense to me. Or Emi Martinez suddenly comes in, he's on loads of money. I don't like that either. So there's a lot there where I go, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know with that. And like I said, either or, they're both very good at claiming crosses and from set pieces or just in the game, which we're terrible at. We're rubbish at that. So either or is a big upgrade. So I'm happy that hopefully in the next 24 hours we'll get a goalkeeper. I don't buy that. I don't buy that one from about Angelo Stiller just yet. Just yet. It would be great, wouldn't it? My goodness me, it would be great. But yeah, who knows? Because who was the first to say that about the Angelo Stiller stuff a couple of weeks ago? Who said that? I forget who it was. Was it Indy? That was Indy again, wasn't it? I think. I think that was Indy Kalia a couple of weeks ago. I think was one of the first to say that, and then very quickly became no. It was Florian Plettenberg was like, no, it's not a thing. Not this late in the window, etc., etc. I think India Kalia was one of the first people to say that. And look, if we end up signing him, bloody hell, Indy, you're back. Because Indy got a lot of shit about the Baleba stuff. But even though he was kind of right, they were kind of right, but they were also kind of wrong. But I just, regardless of your reputation, this is what I don't get sometimes with like football journos and stuff like that. Why would you just go out and be that strong on something if it wasn't true? Like, to go that big, and I'll be like, Man United, they're in Stuttgart, and they're gonna go after him, and still is expecting a deal for it to be done. For someone then to come out in like 20 minutes, which will probably be the case, and say, that's not true, it's not happening. Why would you do that? Why would you go and just make that up? Something that could be so easily proven wrong. It just doesn't. I would never understand that logic, unless it is just purely for, look, I'll take the hit in terms of a reputation, but I'll get some traction, I'll get some followers. That's what I'm doing it for. Maybe. I don't know. It just seems weird, doesn't it, to do that? But that's the name of the game. Sometimes just throw stuff at a wall, hope that it sticks, Because then if it does come out that he's right, then his reputation will be much, much stronger. Look at what it did to Indy when he was right about the Belabor stuff, and Ornstein said that was true. He's still living off it now. He went from meme to almost credible, then back to being somewhat of maybe a meme. It was all very odd what happened. Wada says my issue with Le Mans is I feel the pressure at United would get to him. Van der Sar came in at 30-something of age with lots of experience. A lot of the time, a change in environment does wonders in Martinez's case. I would be, if honestly, I'm probably leaning more towards Martinez, which I know people go, oh no, because he makes a lot of mistakes, and he does have the bozo gene. You're absolutely right. The reason I would be leaning towards Martinez is I just feel like there might be more. He's ready to go right now. That is such a step up to be like Le Mans from Antwerp in the Belgian first division top league to being the goalkeeper of Manchester United, and last season was really his first full season in playing as a regular number one. And I don't think there's any doubting in the quality. Look, he hasn't played for his country, but that's because Courtois is the goalkeeper. But I do just worry about that jump of just going Antwerp to Man United. That's a pressurized position, and actually it might be one of those ones where if you were advising him, you might even say, look, maybe you do go to Villa first, or maybe you do go to somewhere in between first, because that is tough, that is difficult. But if he works out, then you've got him for 10, 15 years, don't you? Because a goalkeeper's career, he can go well into his late 30s. Which is why Martinez's age doesn't really mean that much to me. Because I know a lot of people give it Martinez. Why would we get him? He's old. Martinez is, 32? For a goalkeeper, that is nothing. That is nothing. If he was the right keeper for United, he could play for 7, 8 more years. I mean, Van der Sar played until he was 40, verging 41, and they still wanted him to stay. So I don't worry too much about the age with that for that position, because it's different with goalkeepers. And people are saying about Vitek. Look, Vitek is doing Vitek's doing very well at Bristol City, isn't he? And he is thought quite highly of within Man United by all accounts. So maybe they might be thinking, well, we've already got someone we want for the long term. It's just about getting someone in for the next 2 seasons. So we're about to start, and we are... Oh. Bit of a false start there. And we're off. Second half is underway. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? When people they'll be like, oh, he's 29 now, he's over the hill. They'll be like, what? Like, if you're good, you're good. I mean, I understand, from a physical point of view, the drop-off and what have you. And people are always looking for the player that is, 18 or something like that they can be like, right, they're going to be here for the next 12 years. But a lot of the time, football just doesn't work that way either, does it? You always hope that players are going to be at clubs for like a decade plus, but it doesn't happen all the time, does it? Now, once again, Madueke and Kirkes squaring up to each other for a second. But we will keep an eye out for this whole Stiller thing. I know this is neutral, but... could you fucking imagine? Man United deadline day double deal. They sign a goalkeeper, let's say it's Le Mans or Martinez, one of them, and Angelo Stiller. You'd be like, holy shit. You'd be like, oh my god. I mean, we won't sign Stiller, but that would be like, fucking hell. Maybe Ineos saw that City result and looked at the league table and went, wait, I tell you what, we're in 8th. Get a goalkeeper midfielder. Timber. Was that a slip? That's going to be a Liverpool throw. Gakpo. Gives it back to Konate. If you haven't already, click the like button, folks. Be sure to subscribe as well to the Football Fleck. Gary Neville's in his full Gary Neville. I think he's 5 yards too deep. Yeah, literally, I've got my social media feed there. I'll believe it when Ornstein or Fabrizio confirms. Actually, I should probably, to be fair, I should probably give Florian as well, or Pletty goal. Ekatike. And then fingers crossed. There you go. The Reinders hype. Yeah, you're right. The Reinders hype after that first game, and then what's happened to City is hilarious. They're, there you go. Straight away. I knew it was gonna. I knew it was gonna say that. Fabrizio Romano, Angelo Stiller expected to stay at Stuttgart this summer. There are 0 negotiations underway now. Why is that guy retire? There's no point being like what. That's what I was saying. He went so big. It's just bullshit. Lol. That was fast. I mean, honestly. There you go. I could hear, I think you could hear, was that Madueke? You could hear him on the pitch telling someone to shut up. Here comes Gyökeres. Does well. Honestly, it didn't even last. That might be a record. That was what, like 20 minutes? Maybe. Sasha Tavalori, whatever his name is. Absolutely shameless, isn't he? Mascara. Tava. How do you say his name? Tabilori. There you go. It's bizarre. It was fun while it lasted, wasn't it? To be fair, it was more entertaining than the game. There you go. Better pass. Calafiori. He tried the outside of his boot to Martinelli. Has Martinelli touched the ball? Martinelli's been completely quiet as well, hasn't he? He's literally done nothing. Ben Jacobs says it as well. Man United are not working on a late bid for thing. Honestly. It's literally a story for 5 minutes, wasn't it? There he goes, Madueke up against Kirkez again. He's into the box, nearly fell over himself. Where are you going? Right, gets a corner. Well, at least this was a bit of something. But again, at least it looks like he's going to try and make something happen. Which is not the case for any other Arsenal player. Alright. Can Declan Rice actually take a corner today? Ball in. Headed away by Konate. What a shocking game of football this has been, honestly. Alisson now has the ball. So for the first 10 minutes of this second half, again, it's been pretty much the same, hasn't it, as the first, which has been nothing. If you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well if you're new, folks, to the Football Flex. I mean, Flex was going to do his reaction to this after the game. I don't even know if he will afterwards. What's there to actually say? Not much, really, is there? Szoboszlai to Alisson. As Arsenal with the ball once again. I wonder what the everyone's saying underneath that post. There you go. And looking at all the responses, they would just have shame. They'll all just say, "Basically, you're a liar." Well, interestingly, Emi Martinez isn't with the Aston Villa squad for tonight's game. Salah's onto it. Calafiori's right next to him. Salah tries to hit the ball in. And that's a free kick. So Martinez, yeah, Martinez not with the Villa squad this evening. Interesting. Very interesting. Who are Villa playing this evening again? Is it Everton? Who are Villa playing? Villa. Palace. Out of way, Kate. It was held by Allison. Against Crystal Palace. Game's so shit that I'm just doing social media stuff now. Because I'm not missing anything. You know what I mean? I'm doing part of the other job. Martinez. Because I can literally just look at this and I know I won't actually miss a thing. Because the game's been so terrible. Nearly 60 minutes gone. Still 0-0. Liverpool have scored in 36 consecutive Premier League games. Last time they didn't score was when they lost at home to Forest last year. And they lost at home to Forest and everyone was like, ah, the wheels are falling off Liverpool. And then they just went on to like, not lose. Pretty much after that. I was like, oh. They're alright. They've done okay. Here's the boss light. I tell you what, they're lucky that this game's when it is in the year, because if I was watching this game on the after I just had like a roast dinner and I was sitting on the sofa, I would 100% fall asleep to this, like a million %. I'd have just had my roast, I'd be all full. Someone would say, "Owen, do you want a dessert?" And I'd open my eye a little bit and go, "Give it an hour, you know, just wait." I'd go, "Football's on," and I'd fall asleep. Gakpo. McAllister. Oh, puts it to Florian Wirtz. Oh, he spilled out. It's not going to be a penalty. It's got to be. It's in. It's in. It's in. Flags up. But I think there's a lot there. Flags up. I think it could be a penalty as well. There's a lot's happened there. Because goalkeeper spilled it and then he took out the player. So there's so much. There's so much that you could break there. Let's have a look. So Wirtz hits it. Yeah, he's offside. And to be fair, he fouls Ekitike anyway, and Ekitike is offside, so nothing will be given. Nothing will be given. It's offside. Couldn't even give the pen. Offside. Okay, Mike Dean's on commentary. I didn't even know about that. Yeah, there you go. Team news is out for the Villa game, and Emi Martinez not in the squad. Gary Neville settings. Where is it again? Official. Emi Martinez not in the Aston Villa squad to face Crystal Palace amid a rumoured transfer to MEFC. It's all kicking off. Very interesting, isn't it? Very, very interesting. So Is it going to be Emi Martinez or is it going to be... We're getting a goalkeeper. No doubt about that. Oh, is Madueke again. Cuts back. Timber to Calafiori. Gabriel blocked. And that'll be a corner. Big up United Love. Says, Owen, you doing a Clash watch along or Villa Palace? I will be live on my channel doing a WWE Clash in Paris watch along. That starts at 7. So I'll be live like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes before. Something like that. So I'll be live on my channel for that. So you can come and join. It'll be a lot of fun. And then after that, I'll be live with the post show too. So it's a busy Sunday evening. Wouldn't change it for the world though. I'm a very, very, very fortunate man. And we've got a corner. Ball in by Declan Rice. It nearly went to Calafiori. And Madueke just smashes it over the bar. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on to United View's Twitter page. And I'm going to edit that that initial tweet about Stiller and be like, this was bullshit. Here we go. Edit post. There you go. Update as per Fabrizio. Jacobs and others. The original was false. Update. There you go. So, because that's the problem with Twitter. If you aggregate news, and you know, like incorrect reporting's been put out there, people still see the original post when it's, and they'll be like, "But you said this." So, I suppose that's the positive of the edit function, is you go back and be like, "Look, this was shit." Cody Gakpo shoots, easy for David Raya to collect. If you haven't already, click the like button, folks. We are 15 away from 100 likes. I appreciate everyone that's tuned in for this game because it's been crap. Here's Wirtz. Out to Salah. Salah, heavy touch by Mo Salah, though. Akima says, is Peacemaker on the match card, and he is indeed. Facing, of all people, Logan Paul. Yes. John Cena versus Logan Paul this evening. Ridwan says it is on Netflix. Yes, it's on Netflix for international fans. In the United States, it's on Peacock. It's the final PLE that's going to be on Peacock before WWE events move to ESPN next month. And that might cost you a bit of extra money. So the best thing to do is to get a VPN, such as NordVPN, and then you can change your location. You can watch all WWE events on Netflix as part of your Netflix subscription. And if you're going to do that, you might as well get NordVPN courtesy of my link. If you go to my channel, you can get a link there. You can save up to 73% off and get 3 months extra free, courtesy of Owen Wrestle News 365. And it supports the channel as well. Is your in Timber. Gyökeres out of play. It's easy. It's easy, wasn't it? And once again, with Victor Gyökeres, in his first 3 games in the Premier League, he's gone up against, you know, some really top centre-backs. In Matthijs de Ligt, today he's gone up against Van Dijk and Konate. And he's just been eaten alive, hasn't he? He really has. You know, against De Ligt, just properly ate him up. Couldn't even get a sniff, came off. Up against Konate, Van Dijk does nothing. Just does absolutely nothing. Goes to show, isn't it? Here comes Ekatike. Salah. Salah. Oh, inside out, inside out, inside out. Oh, no. It was Calafiori's doing pretty well up against Mo Salah. But it must be said, what a shit game of football. Absolutely rubbish. Red One says that Villa Palace game would be astronomically better. Well, you would think so, right? Villa and Palace. Villa and Palace are always a good kind of watch anyway, to be honest. Palace games are good. Oliver Glasner plays nice stuff. Villa games are always a good watch. They play counter-attack on transition well. Literally, Jason. Literally, there's more happening off the pitch than on it. The most entertaining things to happen in this stream is that rumour about Stiller was for like 10 minutes. And now the stuff about Emi Martinez. Fabrizio's just posted, says, Emi Martinez out of the squad tonight to face Palace. This follows the player's desire to join Man United. But it's kind of dependent on the Le Mans situation. That's what they're basically saying. Emi Martinez. This follows the player's desire. Personal terms have been agreed. Man United inactive talks with Villa for Martinez if the Senna Le Mans deal collapses, as both are still on. So basically, what Fabrizio is saying there is that actually Le Mans is still Man United's priority, it looks like. If you read into what he's saying there, he's kind of like, well, yes, obviously Martinez really wants the United move, but United are keen on him, but they're only keen on him if the Le Mans still falls apart. So actually, really, what Fabrizio's saying there is Le Mans is still the one that United are really going for. It's just really if Antwerp take the piss, then United will go after Martinez. But Martinez is really pushing for it. He really, really wants to move. Which, to be fair, that was the line earlier on in this transfer window, right? Wasn't it? Earlier on in this transfer window, it was Martinez really wants to join United. And now suddenly it's a bit more real. Eze's on, by the way. And Mark Gahey starts with Crystal Palace today, despite Liverpool's £35 million bid on Saturday. So, looks like he's not going to Liverpool, which that's felt the way, hasn't it? That's felt the way. That's felt the way for a while, hasn't it? Ever since, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago? It felt like the Gahey move to Liverpool wasn't going to happen. He's probably going to leave on a free, isn't he? Gakpo. Oh. He was up against Urian Timber, and that's a corner. Less than 20 minutes to go in this absolute shit show of a football match. Corner for Liverpool, though. Ball in. It's got to be something happens in this game, right? I've been on Twitter for most of the second half. Legit. I've been doing United View socials. Because why not? Because it's better than watching the game. great pass by Soboslai. Florian Wirtz cuts it back to Salah. Mo Salah blocked. Poor touch. Oh, Gravenberch, leave it. Oh, you've absolutely effed it up, Urian Timber. Why? All right, they've got a corner out of it, and if this leads to a goal, you'd be furious. That's a great pass by Szoboszlai. It was a poor touch by Salah in the end. But Szoboszlai going to take the corner for Liverpool. Did he actually, Ridwan? Did he delete the tweet? That's shameless. That is shameless. Let's have a look. Scroll through. Shot was blocked by Wirtz. Yeah, he did. I can't find it either. Oh, dear. Why? Why did you do it? Absolute shambles. Fabsy says, Owen, have you seen what Erik ten Hag said at Leverkusen? Well, I don't know what he said. I did see that they reckon he's going to get the sack, don't they? Like like proper tier 1 journalists in Germany are like, Bayer Leverkusen aren't happy with him. The window's going to shut, and they're going to basically discuss like if he's the right man to take them forward. And I do feel for him. I do feel for him in the sense that like he's come into Bayer Leverkusen and they've sold all of his best players. Like his team is gone. You know, you lose Wirtz, you lose Frimpong. Who else have they lost? I think that's one of their centre backs, right? You know, Gakpo. They've lost, like, you know, he's lost his biggest and best players. Obviously, they're not going to be what they were a couple of years ago. So, in that sense, I feel a bit bad for him. But for 2 games in, he must have done something for them to be like... I saw they were 3-0 up and they bottled the lead. And I think have they drawn the first 2 games? Is Declan Rice. Eze. Look at that. Here he goes. Gyökeres. Odegaard. Is Declan Rice. Odegaard. Oh, he nearly found Gyökeres. It was nearly a bit of magic from Odegaard. Nearly found Gyökeres. Who is still playing, by the way. Gabriel. Oh, Calafiori fell over. He fell over. Well, that just about sums up how shit this game's been. And there's Federico Chiesa's coming on. He's becoming a bit of a super sub, isn't he? Chiesa. Arnie Slot, he's getting proper mileage out of Chiesa coming on, scoring that winning goal against Bournemouth, isn't he? So what does that mean? Ekatike coming off? And Konate's now hurt. Which might mean that Joe Gomez is going to come on. It looks like that Chiesa substitution might be a bit on hold. Well, I think he'll probably still bring him on. It'll just be straight swap. Yeah, Gomez is going to come on for Konate. So it's going to be Chiesa probably for Ekatike. And Konaté is going to come off for Gomez. So both teams lose centre-backs. Well, if anything, this might make it even more unlikely with the Gay one, because the suggestion was that it was like, well, if Palace let Gahey go, then they'll get rid of Gomez. But now, I mean, it looks like Konaté's probably pulled a hamstring. And look, Arne Slot, he's got his counters. He's got his counters. How come he can do it, but Ruben can't? Look at him, he's got his counters out. He's moving his counters. I suppose the difference, one's in the piss and rain at Grimsby when you're losing. The other's in a game against Arsenal, 0-0 at Anfield in the Premier League. Context matters. But he's got his counters too. But Konaté hobbling off. And Ekatike coming off as well. Yes, counters, Timo. He's got the counters. But tomorrow is deadline day. I'm sure there'll be lots of content coming up on not only United View, but also here on the Football Flex. As lots of other clubs do their business too. Oh, Wirtz. And passes it backwards there. They weren't happy with that, Liverpool fans. Kirkes ball in. Chiesa couldn't reach that one. Of course, we'll have videos up on, obviously, United View. We'll have streams, videos. But also, we'll have videos up on the Football Flex as well. Did that go out? I think it did, yeah. As all the other clubs in the Premier League do their business. As we have about 10 minutes left in this one. Plus stoppage time. There'll be a little bit because a couple of injuries. But again, not huge amounts has happened, has it? So we shall see. As we wait, anything, something, any drama. We'll see. Curtis Jones goes down. It's a free kick. He's penalised. It's a booking. It's on the half turn. And it's Zubimendi with the foul, actually, in the end. So it's a free kick to Liverpool. Is anything going to happen? Maybe. Who knows? So they're going to have a shot from here, perhaps? So he's got a three-man wall, David Raya. If you can just get it on target, does that do something? Nobody scored against Arsenal this season. That's another good point, isn't it? We shall see. Here's going to be Szoboszlai. Takes the shot. Oh, what a goal that is! Good grief! Dominic Szoboszlai has just smashed it past David Raya. I just mentioned that they haven't even conceded yet this season. That is an absolute screamer. And shit, Liverpool are going to win a game again. Oh. Oh. I mean, look, his hair's all over his face. Good grief. I mean, to score that, look at David Rice, his reaction says it himself. He's gone, he's literally just gone.
Bloody hell.
That's literally what he's just done there. Fucking hell. Look at this. What is that? I mean, that is a piss take of a goal. Oh my God. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, off the post. I mean, he's not. And the thing is, David Raya gets to cross to it, but he doesn't. You don't save those. You don't. Fucking hell. Oh my God. Good grief. That is madness. Again, Liverpool, they always do, don't they? Always, even in a shitty game like this, always get a goal, don't they? Against Newcastle, second half stunk it out, got a late goal. Against Bournemouth, stunk it out, surrendered a lead, a 2-0 lead, got a goal. That's what they do. That is what they do. And now Arsenal, where's this? Urgency. I'll tell you what, a bit of luck there. Eze's in the box. Eze, he's gone down. He's gone down. Referee says no. Ooh, well, we'll have a look. We heard it from Gary Neville there, actually. My initial reaction was probably no. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I don't think so. It's not enough. It's not enough. Eze was waiting. He was waiting. It wasn't enough. Not enough. Not going to be a pen. Suddenly, the game comes to life. Now suddenly, do Arsenal decide, oh, actually we want to attack now. We want to try and do something. Because they didn't want to before, did they? Oh, Arsenal have got it back. Odegaard, Gyökeres. Just shoved off the ball by Szoboszlai. Gyökeres, oh, it's into the box. Zubimendi. Oh, he still manages to... They've just about managed to deal with it. I'm not sure what's happening, but Gyökeres, he got just shoved off the ball by Szoboszlai. Rubbish. You know what I mean? There's no way to dress it out, isn't it? By the first 3 games, I know he scored a pen against Leeds, but he's done nothing, has he? He really has done next to nothing. It's gone back to David Raya in goal. Emi Martinez is out of the Aston Villa squad tonight because he's really pushing to join Man United. George Mendes is leading the case after the Villa game tonight. Villa and Man United will discuss terms of the deal. We'll see. Madueke across goal. Gyökeres over the bar, but Gomez does well. It looked like Gyökeres had just got in front of him there for a second. So, Wirtz is down. Although he's smiling, so I think he's alright. Maybe it's cramp. Maybe. Looks like Endo's going to come on. That, I mean, it is that is honestly an unbelievable free kick. That is. I mean, that again. That's like, look at this ref cam. That is what brilliant camera angle that ref cam was. That's brilliant. But he's giving it that Thanos inevitable, because that's what Liverpool are. They are inevitable. Liverpool are inevitable. Yeah, Wirtz looks like he's got cramp. They just, that is a scary thing with Liverpool, is they just have this feeling of just inevitability. They always find a way. "15-year-old Max Dowman comes on. And he's good, isn't he? I mean, surely not. But you never know. You never know. Ball in. Headed away. Forward by Zubimendi. Gavin Butt couldn't keep it. Dowman. Surely not. Dispossessed. And suddenly Arsenal decided, yeah, we might actually, again, try and... Was it... That was a To Be Hero X snap. Was that what it was? I don't know. Liverpool sitting in. 4-5-1 they've shifted to. The question is, will Arsenal... Dowman... Timber. Odegaard. Salah. Zubimendi gets up. Eze. Could Eze do something? Imagine that. Calafiori. Zubimendi. Odegaard. Timber. Is that a deflection? Or is it just, did he just smash it? I think he just smashed it. Now he's gone down. And to be honest, yeah, I mean, he says it there, Gary Neville, and he's right. It really is same old from the Arsenal lot, isn't it? You know what I mean? Go defensive, try and be defensive again, and concede a great goal, and then they decide they want to attack. If you keep trying to, you know, grind out games and results against good teams, they've got the ability to go and nick it. And that's what's happened. Obviously, you can make the argument that, because it is, a Liverpool win's harsh. A Liverpool win is harsh. It should be a draw because it's a terrible game. But that's what you get. That's what you get. now we just... So obviously it was 7 minutes of stoppage time. It might be just a little bit more. Gabriel. Is there going to be any late drama? Is the question. I mean, if Arsenal did manage to get a goal or whatever, this would be massive for them, because. But it would, again, it would be bullshit because they haven't tried. Look at that good tackle in the end by Kirkez, who's grown into the game, to be fair. It's looking for Chiesa. It was a good pass, actually. Chiesa's got to go by himself. It's good defending in the end. Where is Arsenal's individual brilliance? Completely coached out of them. I know exactly. Odegaard. The other problem, like you said, is they've been too disciplined, haven't they? Arsenal. They're so robotic sometimes of how they play. Crossing. Alisson, he had to tip. He wasn't sure. Dowman. Zubimendi. Which is kind of the same with Pep teams sometimes, isn't it? Where it's just like system. But Pep still did have, he still would have a couple of mavericks in there. So, you know, like when Company would take the shot from 25, 30 yards out, put in put it in the top corner. Aguero was like not totally system. You can't really fit him in. He would just do what he wanted to do. Or people like De Bruyne, a bit maverick, David Silva. Whereas with Arsenal, it's just... The most sort of individual sort of player they got is like Bukayo Saka. He can do something out of nothing. But when you don't have them, you don't have those players available like Arsenal. They don't do it. And it's just been at points it's been overly negative just to try and get a result, nick a draw. But then you have the issue that you can have Liverpool. They can play badly and score goals. We've seen it multiple times this season already. That's what they do. They are inevitable. So the only way to really go up, you know, if you want to beat Liverpool, you've just got to attack them. You can't sit back. If you try and sit back against Liverpool, which is what Arsenal have done at points there, rely on set pieces, because Liverpool nullified Arsenal set pieces today. The set pieces for Arsenal have been shit. Oh, Ezra, that's unbelievable. Oh, I tell you what, he went past the Bosley there. So Arteta, you could say, probably made a mistake by not starting Eze. He's a bit more, isn't he, of, you know, he'll try things. Whereas Arteta went safe today. There's no reason as well. You could say, oh, he's not integrated enough. But Eze's been playing games. Out of pre-season. He's played in the Prem for Palace a couple of times. Long throw. Gyökeres. Ball in by him. And Kirkez hoofs it away. They say it's a possible penalty. They said there's no way they'd give a handball. Surely not. Here we go. Chiesa. So going with a corner. VR check complete. I don't think you can give that. No, it's kind of up there as well. I'm like, yeah, it's not even the sleeve line as well. I don't think you can give that. There's Gyökeres. Foul him. It'll be a booking. Endo will probably get a booking. Yeah, it does get booking. I was going to say, referee. It's the most nailed on yellow card you can see. Right, this will probably be the final kick of the game, this. And every Arsenal player, bar David Raya, is in the Liverpool box because David Raya's taken the free kick. Raya, ball in. And of course, if you hang it out like that, Van Dijk's got to head it, and that's it. That's full time. And Liverpool have made it 3 out of 3 in the Premier League so far this season. And I tell you what, look, it's a sign of champions, isn't it? So it's the sign of champions. 3 games, in all 3, they've not been great. They've not been amazing. They've had to come back a couple of times. They've won today by an individual bit of brilliance from Szoboszlai, a great free kick. But that's what champions do. At Arsenal, they could take a thing or two from that, couldn't they? If you're going to try and shithouse the game or be overly defensive or sit back, then you're going to get punished. Now, to be fair, Arsenal probably tried to do more than Liverpool today. But that's the difference, isn't it? That's the difference. That's the difference. That's what wins your trophies. That's what wins you wins your titles. That's the difference ultimately. And now they're still perfect. They're still perfect. And that could be the difference. But you know what I would say though, obviously look, Liverpool, they're leading the pack. It's 3 out of 3 for them. And they've not been impressive. They've been getting victories. I still would say, looking at the Premier League as a whole at the moment, Liverpool lead the way, but there's no one team. There's no one team that you go like, I tell you, no one can catch them, or no one can do that. The thing is with Liverpool is they just feel inevitable. They just feel totally inevitable. If they're not playing well, they still get goals. They still score goals. They still have options, and they still make it happen somehow, some way. But in terms of the overall Prem, there is this like, everyone's blowing everyone away. Everyone's like completely blowing them away. But Liverpool, they are still the team to beat. Arsenal, look, they are missing players, but people like Gyökeres, done nothing. Gyökeres again, done absolutely nothing. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Eze looked all right when he came on. I think Arteta kind of bottled it, not starting him. You know, give something else for Liverpool to think about. But Liverpool, largely comfortable. Arsenal's best weapon set pieces. And, you know, they completely nullified that. And to be honest, I think if you look at Mikel Arteta, and you got a couple of players missing, but the amount of time that Arteta has had at Arsenal and the amount of money that he's spent on players, how come they're still going, yeah, we just haven't got it in us yet to go to a place like Anfield and go and win a game or dominate a game of football? You've been there for a while, mate. You've been there for a while. You spent a lot of money. Liverpool, look, Arne Slot, he's only been there for a year. Now they've spent a lot of money. And it's not easy to go to Anfield and get a result. I get that. But for still, like, they haven't won there for 13 years. And you can see why if you're Arsenal. Go there and from minute one just kind of be like, you know what? I'll take a draw. Yeah, we'll try and hit them on the counter-attack a bit. But, you know, go there and be bold. Go there and do something. Don't just be content. The longer the game went on, they were just getting more content with it. Oh, it'll be a, you know, draw. Again, from a game of football's perspective, it was a shit game. That is a shit game of football. I mean, so flat, wasn't it? So flat, nothing in it. Just a good free kick by Szoboszlai. Good free kick's probably understating it. World-class free kick. But that was about it. So Liverpool win. They're the team to beat still. At Arsenal, I think that, again, there'll be a discussion about Arteta, really, and tactics and decisions. Performances, this is why I go back to United. Performances, it doesn't matter. If it was a good game or bad game, whether you score in the first minute or the last minute, what ultimately matters is results and get wins, and that's what Liverpool have done so far this season. So we're 3 likes away from 100 likes. If you haven't already, folks, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe to the Football Flex on the way out. We're 90 subscribers away from 23,000. There is going to be a reaction from Flex coming up very shortly here on the channel, so be sure to check that out. I'm going to be live on my channel, Wrestling News 365, very shortly for WWE Clash in Paris, so be sure to join me for that one as we watch WWE's latest PLE, and more content coming soon. I'm out of here. Have a good one. Peace.